هنا لندن BBC.
Here is BBC London.
التاسعة بتوقيت غرينتش.
It is 9 GMT.
تحية لكم يا سادة من لندن BBC وهذه
Greetings to you, gentlemen, from BBC London, and this is the newscast, which is being read by Mahmoud El-Musalami. The UN Security Council strongly condemns shells falling on the Turkish territory yesterday. The Turkish Prime Minister states that he has no intention of waging war against Syria, but is warning against the consequences of what he calls testing of his country's commitments to defend its citizens. The Jordan monarch dissolves the parliament and calls for early elections after a demonstration for which the opposition called asking for constitutional reforms.
الأنباء بالتفصيل من لندن BBC.
The newscast in detail from BBC London. The UN Security Council strongly condemned shells falling on the Turkish territory yesterday, which led to the killing of 5 Turkish civilians, and the statements which was made last night by the permanent representative to the United Nations, Gert Rizental, in which he calls for what he names breaches of the international law. The members of the Security Council are calling for an immediate halt to such breaches of the international law, and not to repeat it again. And the Council is calling upon Syrian government to show full respect to the sovereignty and territorial integrity of its neighbours. And Russia had refused a previous draft text for the draft resolution which describes the incident as a threat to the international peace and security. On the other hand, the Turkish Prime Minister Recep Tayyip Erdogan confirms that his country has no intention of waging war against Syria, but he warns against the severe consequences of what he calls testing his country's commitment to defend its citizens. Turkey wants peace, nothing but peace in this region. That's all what we care about. We do not want war because we see the severe consequences in the current war in Iraq and Afghanistan. We also appreciate that Syria has paid the price for the last time, but Turkey is capable of protecting its citizens and territory, and no one should doubt our capability of doing so. Whereas Turkish officials state that Damascus has made an apology for Ankara of the incident, shells falling, and it is given assurances not to repeat that again. The Syrian ambassador for the United Nations, Bashar al-Jafari, said that Syria offered condolences to the Turkish government for the casualties, but they didn't apologize because investigations are still ongoing regarding what happened. From the news which has just come to us now, an American tourist opened fire on a hotel lobby in Eilat, Israel, which resulted in the killing of a person before the security personnel shot and killed him. A spokesman of the Israeli police states that the man snatched a weapon from the security personnel in the hotel, while the counterterrorism police have surrounded the place. We will provide you with more details once it comes to us. This news is coming to you from BBC London. The Jordan monarch, the second Abdullah, decided to dissolve the parliament and calls for an early election following a demonstration in which the opposition called for constitutional reforms, and a brief statement issued by the royal court didn't specify any timing to hold the election. The head of the political office for the Muslim Brotherhood in Jordan, Zaki Bani Rashid, states that the demonstration is calling for constitutional amendments, which they previously presented. presented and demanded it. This demonstration comes within the context of a confirmation to the national power and popular youth and Islamic movements, and for sure reforms demands which they made 20 months ago. The French envoy to Mali, Gerard Wourod, declared that his country will soon put a resolution forward to the Security Council which could pave the way for getting a warrant from the United Nations to make a military intervention in Mali. The South African police denied their responsibility for killing a man whose body was found following clashes between the police and striking workers in platinum mine. On the other hand, it is anticipated that a British court will make a ruling concerning whether 3 Kenyans who fought for independence has the right to prosecute the British government for being tortured by the colonial authorities. Today, the ceremony events are held to commemorate the 50th anniversary of the first song of the British team Beatles in Liverpool. More than 1,000 members are taking part in the ceremony, in which they perform the first song of the team together. More details on our website www.bbcarabic.com.